Hello everyone, so it is that time again. This build is going to be for my friend Emily. Her personal computer just recently crapped out on her. I mean, it won't start up now. It's getting no power, nothing. Like a lot of the stuff in it just completely broke. So we're gonna be building her a new computer. My own build, my personal build is actually almost equivalent to this one I'm going to be building today. Same case, same processor. My motherboard is almost the same. It's just a different brand. Same socket, same chipset, all of that stuff. For the processor, I decided on the Ryzen 5 1600. The reason for that is because my friend, Emily, is going to be streaming a lot on her build. So I feel like it would make sense to have a processor that is not too expensive, but yet has the power to multitask a lot. So, this processor has 6 cores. It runs at 3.2 gigahertz and can turbo up to 3.6. So, I mean, these processors are known for being just as good as an Intel, at least for productivity. So, Emily's gonna be doing a lot of gaming, streaming, all of that stuff, video editing. So I feel like having a 6-core processor at that kind of speed is perfect for her. This thing was also only $200, so not too expensive. A lot better than an Intel, which is going to cost you a lot. Now for the motherboard, we went ahead and went with an Asus Prime B350 Plus. This is pretty much the same thing as the motherboard that I have in my personal build, except mine is an MSI brand, not Asus. But this Asus one promises the same features, so it should be about the same. As for the power supply, I didn't get anything too fancy. It's just a 650 watt thermal take smart power supply. It's only 80 plus bronze, which a lot of you probably would not like, but again, this is a budget build, so I wasn't wanting to get anything too expensive. And honestly, Emily probably is not going to even come close to that amount of watts, 650. And because the 80 plus bronze just means that it gets unstable towards that maximum amount, I don't think it's going to matter too much. Because she only needs to worry about stability in like the first, probably a few hundred watts. It should be fine. I mean, I've used an 80 plus bronze power supply for a long time, and I haven't had any issues with it. Now for the RAM, I'm actually going to be taking 2 of the sticks that I have in my personal build out to use for Emily's computer. I currently have 32 gigabytes of DDR4 3000 megahertz RAM, Corsair Vengeance LPS. The reason why I'm just giving 2 of those away is because I actually ended up getting all 4 of those sticks for free. It was from my previous job. I was doing a good job, so my boss actually just gave me those. I don't really need all 4 of those. Like I don't need 32 gigabytes of RAM. So I'm just gonna give 2 of those to her. I got them for free anyway, so might as well just make use of that. So yeah, basically I'm gonna keep 2 sticks and then I'm gonna give 2 to her. So I'll have 16 gigabytes left, and that will also leave 16 gigabytes for Emily. And for the storage, we have a 250 gigabyte Samsung 850 EVO. I've been using that SSD for years on my personal builds, and I've never felt the need to get a different SSD. That I just always liked that one. It's a good price too. Got it for only about $100. For an SSD, that's a pretty good deal. And Emily is also going to be using her WD Caviar Blue 1 terabyte hard drive. That is the hard drive that was in her build that she previously had. So in total, Emily will end up having around 1 terabyte and 250 gigabytes. I think that's a pretty substantial amount of storage. This thing has multiple 3.5 inch bays in it, so you can just keep adding more storage if she wants to. So that's kind of a plus. Now, the graphics card. For the graphics card in this build, we're using the GeForce GTX 1060. And because this is a budget build, I didn't want to go too high. My personal build, I'm using a GTX 1070, and that one was about $400. This one was around $300. That's the MSI Gaming X edition. From what I heard, it can run most games at around high settings at 60 frames per second at 1080p. I think that would be pretty good for Emily. So let's get started, shall we? Unfortunately, I did not get any good footage of putting in the graphics card and the RAM, but almost all of it was in that footage you just saw. Emily now has the computer. There is a vlog that she and I recorded when we met for the first time in person, and that video would be linked in the description so you can see it there. She can run almost any game at ultra settings at 60 frames per second or above. So that's actually pretty impressive for the build that I've made here. It was under $1,000. If you want to see the list of parts, I have that in the description as well. Also, if you ever would happen to be interested in having me build a computer for you, I can also do that. I can help you make a list of parts. I could build the whole thing for you. I mean, anything that you would want help with. If you ever need any advice or anything on building a computer, just let me know down in the comments. I would be happy to help you with that. But anyways, yeah, Emily is pretty happy with her computer. I'm hoping that this video helped anyone who is looking to make a budget PC build. So guys, you know what to do. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, and I will see you in the next video.